Hello, my name is A.Cano. I'm a graduate student here at Sam Houston State pursuing my Master's of Arts in Higher Education Administration. I'm from Mesquite, Texas, and I currently live in Arlington, Texas. So both of those are in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Given that this is a Metroplex, diversity here is represented well. I believe that there are many cultures, religions, races, ethnicities, backgrounds, socioeconomic statuses that are represented all around Dallas-Fort Worth area. I currently live in Arlington and I just moved here back in August, so I believe I still have some learning to do and some catching up to do as far as how it's represented in the DFW area. But I do know that being it is a big area, there's a lot to learn and a lot of diversity represented. In 2005, I graduated from high school not knowing where I was going to go to college or how I was going to pay for it. I decided to stay home in Mesquite for a year and go to a community college. I did transfer to Sam Houston and graduate with my Bachelor's of Arts in Criminal Justice in 2009. I then returned to the Dallas-Fort Worth area to work in the criminal justice field for a few years, and in 2012 I landed a job back with the university, so I moved back to Huntsville, and I was the transfer admissions counselor primarily on campus, but ultimately I worked at the satellite campus in the Woodlands. As a transfer admissions counselor, I was responsible for helping community college students transition into Sam Houston State through the college admissions process. In April of last year, 2014, I was offered the position to take over the Dallas-Fort Worth area as the admissions counselor, so I moved back to Dallas last summer, and I am the DFW Regional Admissions Counselor for Sam Houston State. So I return to campus a couple of times a month, but I primarily reside and work in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, helping students through our admissions process. My professional goals include hopefully one day landing a job in the academic counseling or advising area. I definitely like working one-on-one with students and helping them get through processes and reach success in their own efforts. I really appreciated those types of representatives when I was an undergraduate student, so I definitely want to be able to give back in that position and do a very similar role. I want to work in student life somehow, though. Working with students now are what make my job exciting, and so I know I want to be involved with student life and be surrounded by students on a more regular basis wherever I may end up ultimately. So that's a little bit about my professional goals. I'm recording this on my phone, by the way. I've had lots of technical difficulties. I have two laptops, both with webcams, and I cannot figure out how to make one video record without being all kinds of crazy and post it successfully. So I have given up and I'm recording this on my phone. So hopefully I'm not the only one that's doing this, and that's why you see my hand all close, because I'm kind of going back and forth between the phone and my actual laptop that I should be able to use to record a video. But I digress. So some things that occupy my time besides battling with technology. I like to spend a lot of time with family and with friends. Being back at home in the Dallas-Fort Worth area has allowed a lot of that in the last several months, so I'm grateful for that. I like to travel. I do a lot of traveling for my job, obviously, but when I can travel for fun, I like to do that too. I like to go places I've never been, which is a lot. I really like Mexican food and desserts, so I also need to like running and working out just as much. I definitely try to keep those in my regular schedule. I like to read for fun, even though being in graduate school, as most of you will know, a lot of reading is for school and not so much for leisure. But when you like what you're studying, sometimes it can be fun. I also really love going to concerts. I love live music and attending concerts, so that's one of my favorite pastimes. Ultimately, I'm an aunt to two nieces and a nephew, so that takes up a lot of my time as well. I don't have much free time being a student, again, as most of you will know, but when I do have free time, those are some things I like to occupy my time with. I will go ahead and transition into this, I believe, the section for that. I did do some studying and some reading and watching of these examples on the website, so I'm appreciative for that resource. I think it's pretty cool that we get to do something similar. Some of the guidelines mentioned or suggested using humor, so I may attempt that throughout this, and if I do and you find yourself laughing, I'm grateful for that, and certainly don't feel bad for laughing at me. Hopefully, when I'm trying to be funny, you will be laughing at what I'm saying. So, here we go. This I believe. Diversity entails more than skin color. It entails race, ethnicity, religion, economics, education, belief systems, interests, likes, dislikes. I believe I need to be more cognizant of the levels of diversity around me. Diversity is a topic or a term that I know the definition of, but am not informed well enough on. With all of the current issues that are going on related to racism and discrimination, I find myself afraid and confused. And truly, I'd like to shed that fear and just become more confident on the topic. I believe in working hard for what I want and for who I want to become. I'm a first-generation college student who has always had the support from my family when it comes to making decisions, but not necessarily their understanding. I believe that I'm a true product of my upbringing. I'm an even mesh between my mom, my dad, and my step-parents. My family can sometimes be dysfunctional, as most, and sometimes they drive me crazy. Deep down, though, I know that I'm exactly who I am today because of what I've learned and experienced growing up. I am honest, hardworking, open-minded, and loving, even though my childhood was not full of honest, hardworking, open-minded, and loving individuals. Even though I grew up in a family that was not entirely free of prejudiced beliefs, I decided at a very young age that I would be different and accept differences. At a young age, I refused to see things like skin color or low socioeconomic statuses as barriers. Instead, I've been accepting and loving and welcoming for as long as I can remember. I believe everyone has a story, and I like stories. Stories bring laughter, tears, joy, jokes, nightmares, vindication. Vindication that life is happening and molding us into who we are to become. I believe in people, and dancing a lot, and chocolate, and education, and I believe in happiness. Thanks for watching.